Day 14 of People versus Ramos, and two major developments. One, a bombshell. The judge chastised the entire courtroom. Someone took pictures of jurors and placed them on Facebook. The judge is angry. The correct word is the judge is pissed off. And he told every person in the courtroom, once he finds out who posted these photographs of jurors, they will go to jail. And during the morning session, the court was conducting an investigation trying to find out who posted these photographs on Facebook. At the end of the morning session, I observed sheriff officers talking to a female person who was in the courtroom after the conclusion of the morning session. The judge is angry. He further told every member in the courtroom that if anyone has a phone out in their possession, he will confiscate this. The judge is mad because exposing these jurors to the public could cause a mistrial in this case. This is a very, very major development because a possible mistrial if this prospective juror is contacted by third parties. The other part of the day's session involved the defense attack in the closing argument, and they did an outstanding job. The defense argued that the prosecution has no case, has no evidence, that they're playing on the emotions of the jury, that they're talking about the video, but they have no facts. They're trying to accuse Manuel Ramos and Jay Cicinelli of crimes in which they were trained in how to handle suspects like Kelly Thomas. They're trying to claim, the defense, that both officers were trained to do what they did, and that the Fullerton Police Department supported their training and the way they handled this case. If anything happened to Kelly Thomas, it was not due to any reckless conduct on the part of these officers. These officers were performing their lawful duty, and by accident or inadvertence, Kelly Thomas died, but not to the fault of these officers. Prior to becoming a lawyer for 24 years, I was a school teacher for 7 years. And if I was handing out grades on closing statements, I would give defense attorney Barnett an A, and defense attorney Michael Swartz an A-. And I would give Tony Rakakis, the DA, a C+. The defense is just precise, concise, and they're zeroing in on specific facts and the absence of facts. The defense are well-seasoned trial attorneys, and throughout this entire coverage, I've been very, very impressed with the manner in which the defense attorney work as a team. They know what they're going to do. They have a game plan, and the game plan is to tell the jury that these officers did everything right, they were trained this way, and that Kelly Thomas was a dangerous person. And they have presented a well-precision case. In my opinion, the only chance for the prosecution to come back on this case is the rebuttal. And they must do an outstanding job. But it can be very, very difficult to overcome the defense closing argument and the manner in which they presented this case. What's happening next in this case is the defense will resume their closing statements in the afternoon. Then the prosecution will have an opportunity to give final arguments. After the prosecution gives final arguments, then this case finally goes to the jury. I expect the jury to have this case tomorrow. And then we will be on jury watch, verdict watch, waiting for some clue, some indication on how the jury finds this case. There's no determination as how long the jury will be out. It's going to, in my opinion, I expect this jury to be out at least a minimum of 2 days, because there is so much evidence, so much information for them to digest, and they have to select a foreperson, someone who's going to be in charge. So I don't expect an early verdict. I expect at least 2 or 3 days for this jury to go through the evidence and possibly a verdict sometime next week. One thing I've learned as a lawyer, you cannot predict what a jury will do. This is Leo Terrell for clearthecourt.com.